turn. Oh, well, it's tight in here, isn't it? I can't. Okay, you really have to do something about this office. I mean, no offense, and I'm certainly not one to judge, but I would think that someone with your position would have a much larger office. I mean, this is basically like a broom closet. You know what normal people would call a broom closet. Yeah. I actually don't believe in brooms, but I'm sure, you probably use them, but of course if you live clean, you don't need brooms. But that's neither here nor there. It is very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for seeing me today. My name is Harvest. Don't actually touch me. What if we just move toward each other? I hope that you don't mind that I brought in my tea. It's my I don't like to give away the blend. It's a proprietary blend that I grow myself. I don't like to talk about it very much. I don't want anyone stealing my ideas. It's an extra cleansing tea, and I only use it when I have to go out in, places like this, where you are. You're probably used to it. I can tell from your sallow complexion and the lack of any light in your eyes that, there's, it's gotten to you, like with the fluorescent lights and the tap water. Oh, you poor thing. And you've let your soul just rot away, and it's kind of sweet, I guess. You're really trying. I can tell you're trying. And I guess that's all that can be expected of most people. As I said, my name is Harvest, and I want to thank you for meeting with me today. The purpose... Oh, you're going to tell me the purpose of this meeting? No, you're confused. Let's back up a second. We need to get started on the right foot. I definitely believe in open communication between people, whether they're woke or not, whether they're... Just let me explain. Now, I can see that you're very confused. I have to deal with confused people a lot, so I've gotten really good at it. We are not actually here today for you to interview me. Is that what you thought we were doing? No. You're not interviewing me. I'm interviewing you. I'm actually interviewing this entire facility to see if I am okay with this place, like if it's suitable for me. I mean, I know I'm suitable for it. So I'm really interviewing you to see if you'll fit, if you're a good fit in my world. That's what really matters here. I think we could agree that that's very important. You can hold your questions till the end. I have a few things I need to explain to you. That doesn't matter. Blip, 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 blip. That's just noise. Click, click, click. That's not real. We don't need to worry about the open positions here at this school. Let me tell you how I come to this place. It was quite the merry road, let me tell you. Oh, you have other people to interview? Oh, you have time. You have time. Don't worry. I think it's important. You could probably actually just send those other people away if I decide that this school is worthy of me. You won't need to interview anyone anyway, so this is well worth your time. All right. Now let me tell you what happened about a week ago. I share my world with the two best littles on the planet. And I know you probably have heard other so-called parents say that. They're 100% wrong. They're disgusting and wrong. My littles that I share my space with are the best. My little Haven. Haven. Yeah, Haven. That's her. That's actually her name. She is 87 months old, and 87 months. Well, how else would I say it? I mean, how can you gauge your child's progress? Haven and my other little Ngi. No, Ngi. At the back of, no, that's completely wrong. At the back of the throat. Yi. I offer classes on Tuesdays at 3 if you're interested in the pronunciation of his name. I will, no, I don't have cards. I don't believe in paper, so I will not be writing it down. I would appreciate it if you would just sort of, stop talking, just because your lips are moving and I'm not really listening anymore anyway. So if you would just stop talking for a little while and let me talk. Just like that, only close your mouth, just don't gape. You just look like a fish. Don't sit there with your mouth gaping open. My littles. I don't know what I did to deserve these wonderful souls. My littles are currently down at the coast. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, they are helping with the hurricane, so-called. I wouldn't really say they're helping with it. They're down there realigning the chi on the coast at Wrightsville Beach. And the hope is that there will be enough life force in their bodies to redirect that little hurricane. It's actually not, people call them hurricanes. They're actually not hurricanes. No, they are life forces, and they are a product of your mind. They're a product of negative energy inside everyone's mind. Well, everyone but me, of course, and the littles who share my space because they're just wonderful. And my spouse, Fisher. Oh, we have to talk about Fisher. Fisher is on his own journey right now. We are all on journeys. So Haven and Yi are down at Wrightsville Beach redirecting that so-called hurricane, those life forces. I hear that someone named Jim Cantori is there. Don't actually know who that is. He sounds like he would eat lots of gluten, so I'm really hoping he stays away from my children, especially if he believes in bug spray and, man-made fibers and blue jackets. And I'm hoping he will just steer clear. There won't be any need for him anyway. I understand he's there to report on this thing. He can report on how my littles redirected it back out to sea, because that's going to happen. It's going to make landfall. No, sweetie, no, it's not going to make landfall at all. See, that's the thing. They're going to redirect it and send it away. Yeah, so I'm not even worried about it. We don't prepare for those things. There's no need to. You only prepare if, your life is out of order anyway. Genuine people don't need to prepare for things like that, because things like that don't affect us. It's amazing what the mind can do. And if I could just get people to see that everything is a construct of your mind, you don't have to worry about hurricanes or tornadoes or those. No, you can use the power of your mind to deflect all of that off to other unfortunate people who aren't woke and who aren't very smart. They shop in stores and they buy things. I mean, those are the people that are affected. Once you've transcended all that, you don't have to worry about it anymore. So they are down there doing very useful work. They rode their lawn bikes all the way down there. It's so environmentally conscious. Their carbon footprint is negative, which is wonderful, because of people like you. I see you with your little cup of Starbucks there in your paper cup. Bless your heart. You're really sweet. But one of the reasons I'm here today, it's actually sort of a dual purpose visit here to audit your facility and see if it's good enough for me. One of the reasons is my beautiful Fisher. That's my spouse, not my pet. I don't believe in pets. You don't own an animal. That's disgusting. Fisher is my spouse. Now, Fisher has successfully saved the Argentinian sand flea. He sent me an email to let me know that. Oh, no, I don't actually use the internet. No, that's what that would... I keep forgetting I have to back up and explain literally everything to people like you, because you just... I'm not saying you're dumb, because you're not actually, I guess you're not dumb. You just don't know any better. No, email is, can you listen? Just, it's emotional. It's emotional mail. And we send it through the air to each other, and we pick up on it like osmosis. We absorb it into our bodies from the atmosphere. And he let me know that he has saved the Argentinian sand flea. And then he sent word by carrier pigeon. He has a new task that he's been given, and I'm very excited about this one. He even sent a picture strapped to the carrier pigeon's leg. I want to show you. This is beautiful. Do you see this? Look at that. Yes, he looks very sad. This is the picture he sent me. Who? No, no, no. This is the Costa Rican tree, the Costa Rican tree penguin. He does look very sad, and there's a good reason for that. See, the Costa Rican tree pigeons are an endangered species. They're so endangered that I didn't even know about them, and I know everything. I didn't even know about these creatures. They are on the endangered species list, and there are only 4 left in the wild. The rest of them live in toy stores. Their lives are very tragic. They actually don't have kneecaps, so they're very miserable. And this is an actual picture from what Fisher told me. I'm going to have to do some research on these creatures. They actually look like cartoons, and they cry a lot because they're so sad. You know, their lack of kneecaps and the fact that they look like drawings, that makes their life very difficult. And no one in Costa Rica takes them seriously. Can you imagine what their life is like? Trying to dwell in the trees of Costa Rica and just being laughed at because no one believes you? It's enough to make anyone weep. So Fisher is determined. He said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to save the Costa Rican tree penguins. I don't care if it takes the next 10 years away from you. If that's what it takes, that's what I'll do. And now that I know about the Costa Rican tree penguins, it is a sacrifice I am certainly willing to make. And I also have an additional task. My task as part of saving these penguins is that I have to find a way to obtain some money because research and rescue efforts for these tree penguins are quite expensive. And he has asked that I send as much money as possible in unmarked bills. So I am wondering if this place is suitable for me to actually, quote unquote, work here. Would it be possible to be paid in unmarked bills, or because see, that would have to be one of my conditions, because it would really have to, that would have to happen. Oh, well, okay. Well, we can discuss that later, but it's not really up for debate, so there's really nothing to discuss. If the answer is no, then I'm going to have to deprive you of my services here, and you really don't want that. I mean, I can just take one whiff walking down the hall and tell you this place needs me. There is so much rot and processed food here. You really need a good consultant like me. What do you mean you're not hiring consultants? Well, maybe you are and you just don't know it yet. I think you actually are hiring consultants, and I think I might be your consultant. You're only hiring what? An administrative assistant? I don't understand. So are you saying you need someone for when school starts? Oh, school started 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't know anything about that. I don't keep up with government school schedules and rituals and indoctrination. I mean, activities. The only way I know that there is anything going on in these places is when I start seeing all of your orange prison buses rolling around town. And that's how I know that you're picking up your little inmates every day. So, well, let me tell you a little bit more, okay? So, we are saving the Costa Rican tree penguin. They're very precious and they never shed, from what I understand. They never lose any feathers. And the fact that they look like cartoons means that they can hide in toy stores for extended periods of time and no one knows they're real. That's where most of them live now. It's very sad. So the other day, my qualifications? Are you serious? Can you not look at me? Do you not see my qualifications? Look at my aura. I am dripping with qualifications. My credibility is astounding. Oh, you need to see a resume? Let me look at my bag. This is my resume. It is a repurposed piece of wood, and I have written on it in shorthand Sanskrit my qualifications. I got a little off track and went into some Mandarin and Swahili down here. I'm really sorry about that. You know how it is. You get to writing and you don't notice that you've switched languages. What do you mean you can't read it? Oh, let me see it. I'm almost thinking maybe I need your job because I'm already doing everything for you. All right. Okay, first of all, in large letters here, we have mommy. I mean, what more do you need, right? That's like the PhD of everything. I am a mommy, okay? That's really all you need to know about me. That is my life. That is everything. Of course, you know, once you have children, that is your life. I mean, why would you want anything else? So, do I have hobbies? Well, it depends on what you consider to be hobbies. I mean, what do you consider hobbies? Like sitting around and watching that dreaded television thing, whatever that is. I wouldn't know. I don't know what that is. But I've heard people talk about television or eating processed fatty burgers or, I mean, what do you consider to be a hobby? You know, sports. No, life is enough of a sport. If you're wise, you don't need to chase around a ball. No, that's totally unnecessary when you are a genuine person living an authentic life. You see how silly things like sports are. We don't do sports in our family. It's unnecessary. So, you know, I don't know what I did to deserve such a wonderful family, but, you know, we see how silly stuff like that is. So, of course, there's no sports going on here. There's no sportsing going on. So, I'm a mommy. I've been a mommy for many months now. I've devoted my life to it, as any good woman would. I mean, seriously. Can I type? Why would I need to do that? Like, oh, you expect this person to be able to type? Well, couldn't you just hire somebody to do that? I mean, why do I have to do that? I don't think you really understand the nature of this interview. I really don't. I think you're still a little confused. It might help if I delve a little bit deeper into the real reason I'm here, the ultimate reason why I'm here today. And this is very personal, and I get a little emotional when I talk about this experience. And your flowers are distracting me. I'm sorry. I've been sitting here looking at them. This one looks a little dead. These don't look too bad. Did you grow these yourself? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. Kind of a boring thing to do, to grow roses, you know. I grow thistles myself. I'm a thistle connoisseur. And I'm not going to give away the rest of the recipe, but in my extra cleansing tea, I do have some thistle in here, but I'm not going to tell you what part. I'm going to keep you guessing. Maybe if you let me work here, and if I decide that this place is worthy of me, I might give you a few more ingredients, like maybe one a year or something like that. You can taste the thistle. No, I don't grow roses. No, that's such a pedestrian thing to do. I don't do that. You don't spray these, of course. You don't put any disgusting, nasty anything on these, do you? You thought about it? You thought about it? Oh, I knew there was something. I knew there was something wrong with the aura of this room. Can you please get these away from me? Like, put them. Can you go put those in the garbage? You don't need to have those in here. And now the spores of your thoughts are all over my sweater. Do you have any idea how much of Fisher's hair I had to collect to make this sweater? It took years. And now it's useless. Here. You can put that in your trash too. Well, it has your thought spores. And I can't have it. I can't have it. So you can just throw all that away. I'll wait. I need a moment to collect myself anyway. Namaste. Stuff it way down in the trash can. Actually, can you get somebody to come, put it, take it to the incinerator or something? I know you burn things here. Like all these children's hopes and dreams. Just toss them in the fire. All right, now seat yourself. I need you to clear your mind. Can you take a few deep breaths without coughing? Yeah, you look like your lungs would be really inflamed. Your face is puffy, and usually if your face is puffy, then your lungs are retaining all kinds of disgusting liquids, and it's hard to take a deep breath, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is not something I have told many people. I told one person, and then I blacked out, and I woke up in this facility. Something behavioral health. I'm not really sure, but once I got out of there, I decided it might be a good idea not to spread it around too much because people just don't understand. Like they don't understand what I'm. See, I am very smart. I'm extremely smart. It's a curse from good nutrition, and I understand things on a level that most people don't. My littles understand, Fisher understands, but unfortunately, it seems like they're always finding other missions that take them far, far away from me. I overheard my little Haven on the way out the door to their Lime bikes. She said to Yi, I look forward to facing the hurricane because it will get me away from that crazy. And then I didn't hear any more about that. She was out of earshot. Of course, I have wonderful hearing, but by this point, she was way down the street pedaling very fast. But I send positive thoughts their way, and I know they're going to turn this thing around before it does any little splashy damage on the coast. So the other day, I was on the edge of our property. I was tending the milkweed. I love my milkweed. It grows so well, and I'm not going to tell you what I used to fertilize it, but you wouldn't understand it anyway. So there's no point in trying to, there's no point telling you anyway. So I'm tending my milkweed, and I stumbled because I saw a katydid on the ground, and I almost stepped on it. I didn't want to do that, so I had to redirect my steps, and I stumbled, and I fell out into the road because it was right on the side of the road. And I was run over by a Trader Joe's truck. It was bad. It was bad for the truck. Of course, I was fine. I was fine because, if you live a good, clean life, if you are an authentic person, a genuine person, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about sickness and injury. I mean, that's what so many people don't understand. That's why you have so many sick and injured people, because no one lives an authentic life anymore. So the truck stops, and he actually stopped directly over me, and when I opened my eyes, I saw the underside of this truck and the dirty oil filter, and all I could think of was baby seals. I'm not really sure why, but it just made me think of baby seals dying, and And it made me really sad, and I was crying about the seals. And the man panicked, realized he had run me over, and in his panic, he got back in the truck and backed it up and ran over me again. But as I said, I'm very authentic, I'm very genuine, and I was not hurt. I was totally fine. Of course. I'm always fine. So, he was freaking out. He was very afraid and he kept saying lawsuit, lawsuit, and he just kept talking about suing or something. I don't know. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh my God, you're gonna sue us." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry I ran over you." And I said, "It's fine." You know, it was a Trader Joe's truck. I mean, I'd really only be upset if it was a Walmart truck. You know what I mean? If it was a Walmart truck, I would have died from shame. Unfortunately, there was no need for that because it was Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's is on the bubble. It's not Whole Foods, which I don't really approve of either, but if you have to pick a store, you know, if you're not resourceful enough and you're lazy and you don't make all of your own items, then I guess Whole Foods is okay. Trader Joe's is right on the bubble. So I said, "Young man, fear not. Have some ragweed." And I got up and I picked a bundle of ragweed and I said, take this ragweed and milkweed and be gone. And he started sneezing violently. And he said, "Oh, it's allergies." I said, "Oh no, sweetheart, it's not allergies. Allergies aren't real. It's the processed food that you eat, all the preservatives and the animal flesh, the antibiotics and so-called medications and things. You know, you clear all that out of your system, your allergies will completely disappear because they don't exist." And he just kind of stood there and just looked at me like, I get that a lot. And he just like he didn't know what to say. And normally when people are hit with that much truth at once, it's too much for their brain to process, and they look at me just like, and I can see the wheels turning in their head. The wheels are turning, but the hamster's dead, and it's like nothing's happening. So it's always an awkward moment because I realize then how truly dumb they are. No offense, but you've given me that look several times, and I can see that. You know, I pick up on the dumbness. No offense. Love your work. No offense. It's beautiful. He felt really bad about running over me twice. And he gave me a bag. He gave me a Trader Joe's bag. Isn't this beautiful? Now, normally, I would not use such an item. I did not make this. Although, with very little effort, I could make something just like this. Only mine would be much better. Look, it has these woven handles. And it has this scribbly scrabble on the bottom, this gobbledygook. What is that? Do you know what that is? Is that like some kind of foreign language that I don't know? And I know many, many, many foreign languages, so I'm not sure. It couldn't be a foreign language because I know basically all of them. Yeah, it's a what? A website. A website like for spiders? Oh, I'm not familiar with the internet, as you call it. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It upsets me a bit when people talk about that. I've heard of it before, and I just think that's something we don't need to worry about because, you know, that I don't want to alarm you because I imagine you probably use this so-called internet a lot. It's really not good for you. Now, I don't know if you know this, but it causes cancer. Yeah, you really need to watch that. So, I got this beautiful bag from this terrified, confused, dumbfounded young man on the Trader Joe's truck. He gave me this bag and he drove away. He said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Look at me. You know, I'm authentic. Why wouldn't I be?" And he said, okay, whatever. And then he got in the truck and drove away. And so I'm standing in the middle of the road. And for a moment, I was trying to remember what I was doing. And then I remembered, oh, yeah, the milkweed. And I heard this voice behind me. And it was this woman with this cow. And she looked at me and she said, oh, my God, what just happened to you? She was so upset. She was totally blown away. She said, I wish I had my phone. I wish I could have put that on YouTube. And the weird thing was, she was standing there with this cow on a leash. It was like a rhinestone studded leash. And this cow had on like this pink fluffy bridle thing. And it was all gussied up. I swear it had necklaces on. And she said, I can't believe what just happened to you. She had this very twangy accent. I'm not even going to try to copy it. It was so bad. I didn't know people actually talked like that. Must be all the soda she drinks. So she was talking to me and she was just blah, 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 blah. She was just rambling on and on. But I'm telling you, while she was talking to me, I moved out of the road. I moved over to their side of the road. And I didn't say anything to this woman, but her cow whispered something to me. Oh, it did. It whispered something to me. Her beautiful, sparkly cow whispered to me 2 words: kitty jail. Kitty jail. Now, they say cows can't talk, but I think for people like me, they can make an exception. I think for me, they make an exception sometimes because I've had other animals speak to me. In fact, I have my reference here today. I guess maybe, if you may have some qualifications or something for whatever you're hiring for. I brought my reference today. It's my reference. It's my possum. And you can ask the possum anything you want. And the possum will whisper in my ear and I can tell you the answer. Yeah, so before we talk about kitty jail, if you have any questions for my reference, just tell her, okay? Her name is Cheryl. I made her myself on the loom. Isn't she divine? Yes, she's my best friend. And she can tell you anything about me that you want to know. Well, I don't think that's a very appropriate question. Just stop talking, please. Cheryl's talking. I know. I agree. We both think you're being very rude. And you really need to stop. Okay? Let's remember whose interview this is. It's my interview. Exactly. So if you don't have any good questions for Cheryl, I'm just going to put her back to sleep over here on the floor. No more questions. No more questions. I didn't think so. So this lady, this woman, is just blah 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 blah, and I kept thinking about what that cow said. I think she said the cow's name was Rhoda or Rhonda or something. The cow said kitty jail. Now, I didn't know if she said kitty jail or kiddie jail, and I didn't want to ask for clarification because I felt like that would be rude. Like, that's all the cow said, and it didn't feel right. Like, I can't ask her to repeat it. Plus, this woman might think I'm weird and run away with the cow, and it would just be awkward. So the woman went away, and I was thinking about it. Kitty jail. And my first thought was that she meant places like, this government school. Kitty jail. Yeah. Or maybe she meant daycare centers. Where lazy moms put their children when they don't actually want to raise the ones they gave birth to. Yeah. Kitty jail. Or did she mean, veterinarians, vet hospitals, where you take animals for so-called medication and quote-unquote surgery. Yeah, it's for people that just aren't trying hard enough or they just don't really care. I thought I should start here. And I think I've decided I'm going to work here. So I'm going to start tomorrow. No, I'm starting tomorrow. I can be here around 8. Now you said the indoctrination had started for the year. It's going to be about 3 weeks into it. Okay. I will be here in the morning at 8. I'm going to bring some of my cleansing oils and some incense. We're going to need to do some cleansing. I think we should start in the halls. I'm going to bring my bells and some crystals. It might not hurt to get a reading from, yeah, I'm going to get a reading from my medium as well. So I have a lot of work to do to prepare for this. But I think if I go straight home, I can get all this done and still come in by 8 in the morning and we can get started. And I think as I work here, like if I work here for a year or two, I think maybe I'll get a sense of this, if this is the kitty jail that cow was referring to, or if I need to go to, like I said, the daycare center, or maybe she meant like a pediatrician's office. They're just about as bad as these places for what they do to children. I mean, don't get me started on what happens to children there. Torture City. It's disgusting what they do to them there. I don't even see how it's legal, but no one asked me. So I think if I can just give it a year or so, I will know if this is where I'm supposed to be to rectify the kitty jail situation. So I will be here bright and early at 8. I'm going to need... No. I'm telling you what I'm going to need. It doesn't matter. No, see... This interview isn't about you, so really anything you have to say at this point doesn't matter. So I will kindly, ever so kindly ask you to shut up, for lack of a better term. I'm going to need a good-sized locker to put my supplies in. I'm going to need room for my oils. I have some fabrics and anointed cloths that I'm going to need to bring in to cleanse certain areas around here. I think we should definitely start with the main halls, the railings down the stairs, and doorknobs. Doorknobs have so much negative energy, you just don't even know. So I'm going to need a locker. I'm going to need at least 3 hours for lunch. Well, I have to have time to walk to my garden and pick my lunch. I mean, what do you expect me to eat? Eat where? I'm sorry. The cafeteria. No. Why don't you just chop my head off? I can't do that. That's unthinkable. No, I will not be going near the cafeteria until the very end because it's going to take all of my energy to deal with the demons in there. You wouldn't understand. Don't worry about it. All right. So I'm going to see you in the morning. 3-hour lunch, full-size locker. That's for starters. Okay, I don't have a car, but I am going to need a parking space. Yeah, I have to have somewhere to put my drums. We're going to be using those around lunchtime. So if you would just take care of that, that would be wonderful. And while I sat here, I knitted this for you. Yeah, I used some of the loose fibers in your carpet. Isn't that nice? It's a little bag. See? And it has little loops that I think even your fat fingers would fit in. Yeah, oh. It is overwhelming, I know. It's very beautiful. I make very beautiful things very quickly. We're such a creative family. So here's your bag. You can tote your hopes and dreams in that. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me. It was wonderful. I'm going to move to you again. Don't touch me. You are covered in germs, and I'd rather not deal with you. So until tomorrow, have a nice day.